to BT camera legend Gate for the most artistic opening to a segment we've seen in a while. The umbrella.
Gate. We were talking yesterday about some of these shots. And he showed me a picture of one he did last week. He's like, this is the one I did for the land acknowledgement in the morning.
Oh, and he's so passionate about it.
He's like, you can see that the flowers match the sky. Oh. He's really into it. Yeah.
That was nice. Yeah. That was tricky. That's tricky. We're going 4 wide. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, time for our 3-month conversation every 3 months about Ontario Place and the spa in Therma. But yesterday was interesting because we got some new renderings for what this is going to look like. The company behind the revamp released its updated vision for the space, following what critics say was a loss of public park space in the initial design. So these are the touch-ups, so to speak. The original design for the 22,000 square foot spa and water park was 6 stories high, blocking views, taking up nearly 20% of land on the West Island. Therma says public space will be expanded, partly owing to space that will be on the bridge connecting the West Island of Ontario Place to the mainland, and will also include a beach. So Frankie, I'll go to you first. They fixed it up here a little bit. Your general thoughts on what we're seeing here?
I haven't taken a deep dive into it. I've been on Ontario Place grounds recently, so anything is an improvement, and I would like to see something that happens. I think private and public collaboration is the way that things can work out right now, because it's really hard to fund things publicly currently at this time. So we got to take a page out of the US. I was just in Chicago. The pier there is beautiful. Millennial Park is something that I think is an amazing part of a city, that if you could take some of the learnings of Millennial Park and put them into Ontario Place, if it included a spa, I'm okay with that, as long as it's an interactive space that people can go and enjoy. The children's garden that's at Millennial Park is a great way where we can get children involved outdoors, so that's something that I would like to see there. But I would just like to see something get done.
Okay.
That's the key.
Stephanie Henry.
Yeah, I feel like we always have this conversation, and it's kind of a back and forth and a tug of war when it comes to Ontario Place. I'm with Frank. I definitely just want to see something happen there. And I think we had the conversation earlier this week when it comes to bringing more money into the city. So I feel like making it, spending time to really make it something of a landmark where people want to visit Toronto and go to Ontario Place once again. I feel like I was a kid the last time people were talking about going to Ontario Place, would be really great for the city.
Tam?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that something has to be done. And I think that what we often see is whatever is proposed for whatever we do here in Toronto, people will criticize, and then it just expands this whole journey for years and years unnecessarily. Let's go get it done. The one question is, though, is yes, private and public partnerships, I think, I agree, it definitely helps fund it. But it's all about how the private is brought in. Like, it's about being transparent. This is a 95-year lease to this Austrian company.
Only 95.
So, only 95.
Only 95.
How did we get there? There was no consultation. Exactly. Let's learn from the 407, and let's try to make sure that we bring in a company that will do the best for Toronto, for the city, for the province, and maybe not have a 95-year lease.
Kind of
just
wild.
give it away.
I still think a spa as a centerpiece is odd, personally. I think that's a weird look. I think 95-year lease is weirder. That's strange to me. Now, do I have better ideas for it? I'm not running for office. I don't need better ideas. I can just comment on your ideas, politicians of the city and the province. That's not my job. What I will say, though, to wrap this up, for every group I see on TV who are arguing at the top of their lungs to not do anything, you got to shut up, man. You got to shut up. You can't just you can't just leave it the way it is. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. And listen, for a cyclist who really loves it down there, I understand that. High Park's for you. Go up to High Park, knock yourself out, because there's no cars there anyway. Like, I just think all of the special interest groups who don't want anything done with it, you need to wake the hell up. That's a ridiculous take. If there's some private business that wants to come in and revitalize it so we don't use public funds, I'm all for it. I still think this is a little odd, but I'm getting tired of turning on my TV and seeing a bunch of folks who don't speak for me yelling at the top of their lungs. I think something has to be done with that space. And maybe I don't love this idea, but it's better than nothing. And maybe I'll enjoy the cucumbers on my eyes at the spa and have a nice afternoon with some friends. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm tired of the other half of that. Let us know.
Will you
I'm getting emotional.
plunge. Will you cold plunge though?
Cold plunge? Why are you always trying to get me to cold plunge?
Well, that's just fun. That's everybody's doing it.
I was against cold plunge because I despise the cold.
Yes.
I did it at Thermia, and it was amazing. You actually leave it like you feel
Life-changing.
it's invigorating.
But
Invigorating.
But I'll get like, I'm the guy who gets like 100-degree fever if I do that. Like, you don't want me doing that. I'm gone from the
It's
show
going to take
for
care
a
of
week.
inflammation. It's going to make you
It's
a better
so good.
you.
Oh, that's
There it is. Wow. Coming to Ontario Place.
that hot tub, 95-year lease. Coming up here on BT, we hope you're hungry. Food expert, good friend of the show, Pei Chen, is here to share her favorite local foodie finds, and we'll get your mind off of the visual that you saw previous to this. More BT
You
after
look
this.
so happy. So excited.
Those roads.